Hey, it's me Nala the Lion King, and this is my channel, DBNaila, done by Nala. So how is everyone today? It is Wednesday, I think, right? Let me just check my phone because you know. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So this is what we did the whole video last week. It was Throwback Thursday, so we had to take it back to Shrinky Dinks and Lindy pins and scratchy rainbows, all that good stuff. But we'll get back to that eventually. Alright, so honestly, we are not doing oil paint today. I know.
Oh my god.
Oh, I know, okay. I'm sorry. I miss acrylic. I need to have at least one day of acrylic because you know if you stop painting a certain way, you'll forget that, you know, how that way starts. So I'm gonna do acrylic this time. Yeah, I have to use my paints, y'all. I can't just let them sit there and rot, you know? The whole point is to try to do everything you can. What should I draw? You know what I might do, you guys? I might do the way that I said that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to draw it all the way out, but I think I'm going to draw it all the way out. So before I could even do anything, we got to talk about how do we feel today? That is a question. I'm not really sure. I think I'm feeling pretty good. Are we going to do a positive piece? Let's get out my iPad and see what's going on and how I feel. All right, so today, how am I feeling? Low-key, I'm feeling kind of comfortable. I think I'm kind of comfortable actually. Yeah, I'm kind of comfortable. I was a little high and kind of like super tense last week only because I did post a pretty vulnerable video. That was a really big step for me, you guys, but I love you guys, so, and I thank you guys for, you know, talking about it and, you know, not clowning me. But I was vulnerable, and we always talk about vulnerability, you guys, so I was vulnerable. That's one of mine. I think I was a little worried. I feel guilty a lot, just kind of like, on a side note, I don't want y'all to feel like I'm dogging my family, because I'm not. This is just a safe space where I get to express myself and you guys get to express yourselves, you know? I don't feel good that I have to censor myself. You know, like, I don't curse. You know, I want to say, what the
What's the matter with you?
That's what I want to say, but I don't say it, you guys. You know what I mean? That's the only filter I got here. I felt a little guilty and concerned, but I think hearing my family's response, aka my parents, they were really supportive and they understood my plight. I don't know if plight's the word, but they understood me and they didn't take too much offense to it. So shout out you guys. Yeah, so just to put that out there. Dang, I went on a whole tangent. What was my what was the ones I was talking about? I think at ease. I feel at ease. Low-key, I'm thinking of words, but if I'm being honest, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on my tangent after this and just see what we got. Don't just look at me. Get some paper out. Start jotting out your feelings, your ideas. Because y'all not gonna do it any other time. I know it. Alright, so I think this was a pretty good one. I don't think it's super negative. I think it's really good and actually uplifting. So I think as a whole, my big answer would be that I need to like practice what I preach, basically. Yes, I'm a walking hypocrite. I think I have to really show the power I have in my art into reality. So I think I want to make a piece kind of like making my art into reality. Something like that. So I'm excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta think about this first. And then I'll start taking pictures. Alright, so I've decided that I'm going to sketch this idea out in my sketchbook. I think I need to do more drawing. The digital is taking a hold of me and I feel like I am a poser, I guess. So I'm going to use my sketchbook to sketch out my idea I want to use. So for this idea, honestly, I'm going for something kind of like, something that kind of represents the idea that I'm trying to heal myself through my art, or I'm trying to use my art process for my daily process, I guess. So I'm thinking of adding an instance where there's a mirror, and I'm kind of Oh, excuse me. I think I'm kind of like painting myself. I think I want to paint myself in the mirror, but like I'm painting myself.
I am so confused.
If that makes sense. All right, so now that I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing, it's super rough, it's fine. I'm going to start posing and kind of setting up all of my shots so I can get all the references I need.
Excuse me.
I know it looks a little rudimentary, like I don't know what this is, but trust the process. The real thing is, like, I have to set this picture up. I don't know, I may or may not use an actual mirror, or what I could do is I could, instead of doing the mirror, it could be like I'm painting an old picture I had, and maybe something like that. Low-key, I changed my mind, you guys. I'm going to use an old painting instead of the mirror. I feel like my concept would be a little bit better if I use a painting. Whew, I had to unwrap this, y'all. I'm kind of stuck. I don't know whether to use this as an example for me painting something or this. I feel like it'll jump out a little bit more. I think I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this painting. I feel like it's so high. I don't want it this high. Now I'm gonna start getting some video footage of me. Alright, so I think I got a lot of process photos. I'm gonna go ahead and actually go into my iPad and Photoshop these video pictures together. So of course the first thing I did was gathered all of my images, and I went ahead and gather all of my images out on my iPad. I took a bunch of videos and I took the stuff I was using from that video into a piece. It was very hectic and chaotic. You know, my studio space like this big. I make it work for me. So I took those images and isolated them, you know, cut them out basically. And what I want to do is I place it around. I really like the idea of this painting like it's holding me, like it's comforting me. I think it's a pretty cool design. I'm actually really excited because I get to dabble of like remaking that painting I did. So this should be really cool, really fun. I'm excited to like do more of these. And then also, you guys, we're going back to acrylic. You know, those are my babies. So I'm so excited for acrylic. Super excited. I got some brushes. I got just new stuff. It just make me feel all fresh and new. So this is the idea I have. I think it's kind of dope. I'm excited for this. I'm gonna have to, you know what, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I saw a few tricks and hacks, and I'm gonna sketch this out on my entire painting. I'm gonna sketch the mess out of it, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spray clear matte after I sketch it. That way, when I start painting, it's not gonna pick up that pencil. So you see, I listen. So the canvas we're gonna be using, whoa, is this 18 by 24. I like it. It's a good size, not too little, not too big. You know, big paintings scare me, but it's small enough where I can really get those details in. Ow. Okay, this is my beautiful canvas, and I'm gonna start sketching this bad boy out. I'm gonna put this painting somewhere because there's no way in hell I'm gonna get paint on this, because this is one of my favorite pieces. You guys know I talk about it all the time. But yeah, let's get sketching. Alright, so I got my sketch. Now that we have that, what I did was I noticed like I need a palette, honestly. I'm tired of using the plastic board, so I taped up a palette only because it's just easy rip off, I guess, and I can just the whole thing off. So we'll just see how that turns out. But this is the palette. I bought these little containers. These are going to help me preserve some of this paint because, you know, acrylic dries super fast. So what I want to do is to make sure I have a nice solid color to go all the way around because my colors change a lot because I have to keep making more color. I'm gonna make a big old glop of skin tone and a big old glop of the red base, and this is gonna help me for when, you know, if I decide to like do this within like a span of a few days. It's gonna help me a lot to have this stuff preserved in these little capsules. My white, and I got some nice solid red. Raw sienna. I went to the store and I got me some really good starter skin tone, especially for my skin tone. This kind of close to mine, and some black. And so these are all the colors I'm going to be using today. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got also my matte Mod Podge. Not supposed to use this in an unfriendly environment, but I'm just going to do a really quick layer of this. Smells like nail polish. Alright, so I'm done with this. No more. Advice, don't do this inside. But I got that later on. Hopefully this helped me to stop it from smudging and moving around. Hopefully. Hopefully, I'm not sure. Alright, so let's get some of this paint on the palette. Ooh. Alright, that's it. Ooh. Got my colors. Let's get painting. Obviously, I'm going to do what I did before, and I'm going to start off with my darker colors and then go backwards. So let's have some fun and keep going with this. I'm actually kind of excited for this. I was nervous at first, but me doing this full out drawing really did help me a lot. I'm trying to not do those full drawings because sometimes I think like I'm cheating myself because like I'm trying to get more creative. So maybe I should paint more loosely, but in this instance, I haven't used acrylic in a while, and I really want this one to be my favorite, so I did my drawing. But I'm happy I did. I'm happy I did. So all my artists out there, you know how hard it is to do a side profile? I definitely challenge myself, you guys. I do not like side profiles. I mean, as most drawers and painters and artists, it's pretty flippin' hard. So I think the best bet, like the way I attacked it was that I made my profile, well not like, yeah, my side profile a little bit like larger in a sense where like I brought out the detailing a little bit more, like I spread it a little bit because I know I can just come back when I add my background and sculpt it in because I have a pretty pointy nose. I don't know. Don't look at me so much.
Nice.
Now the hands are fun. My only thing is that I wish they were a little bit darker. I think I just do have to get back to used to acrylics. I'm gonna add some darker stuff eventually, but I love the ear and how the ear's turning out. I also worked a little bit different than what I usually do. I usually like do my darkest and I go in all the way backwards to my lightest, but this one I kind of reverted back to my old-fashioned painting and I just did a solid color and then I went in for my details. I don't know, honestly, I had no special treatment. I kind of just went all over the place. You guys are sitting here looking at me like, what is she doing? Yeah, it's my own little imaginary process. I can't really have any words for this one. But I think the coolest thing about this, because I took videos and pictures, I can really get a lot of cool 3D tricks. But like, if you want to really have more of those cool things, start challenging yourselves in these paintings. Like doing that earring shadow I have there, and I actually have a clear palette. I've never done clear on actual painting before. So just start challenging yourself. And I'm really proud I did that. And then also, I love doing hair, like little baby hairs and stuff. So that was really my favorite part. But I also added some sheen in there. So it's gonna come in soon. I have a little sheen.
Wow.
Also, I'm just really proud that I chose to do my red painting. I feel like it helps a little bit, like I said earlier, to really show the difference between the painting and the person. I feel like you're really getting drawn into the painting there. So I'm really happy I did that. And plus the red is just really, really bold and bright and I love it. I'm not just saying I like bright colors, you guys. I like the boldness of it. You know, like my darker colors. Hence the black shirts all the time. It's not even on purpose. Most of my stuff is black.
Nice.
I'm finally attacking this painting. I was nervous because I tend to do too much. It's really hard 'cause I'm trying to tell myself to not get so realistic. I'm trying to do an impression of the painting, but of course it's a photo, so I'm going to reach as much as I can with the photo. That's what people tell you don't do, you know, don't work from photos as much. I say I like to do video because I feel like in my mind, like, that's giving me a little break from doing photos. My art teacher in high school told me stop using photo references, go to the person or go to the thing. I'm like, it's cool, but you know, COVID happened, so we can't really go anywhere. But I think it's just kind of like, I really want to do more of the in-face studies, but eventually I'll get there. Alright, so this has kind of been overnight, so I'm going to actually try to rip some of this off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to refresh this and I'm going to put a new thing of tape on here. Alright, I think that's good. Yes, it's very complicating, but it helps sometimes. Alright, back to this painting. I was a little worried with the red because some of my paints are a little bit more watery than the other paints. It's kind of hard, so you have to do multiple layers for you to actually see the like nice vibrant color. That's one thing I will say for oil paint. Even though when you first get it on, it does kind of apply like acrylic, but I feel like it's just a little bit more solid than acrylic, I think. I don't know. And even though acrylic is of course cheaper, I feel like you really use the paint a lot. Like you use a lot of acrylic. And oil paint, you can really stretch it. Like you can't really stretch acrylic unless you want to like use the, what is it, the medium or the gesso. I mean, you can get stuff, but for oil, I mean, I just feel like it's a little bit cheaper for you to stretch the paints. I mean, that's why people use this little bit of oil paint for these huge paintings, but for acrylic you gotta use this, you gotta use medium. It's just a whole bunch of blah 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 blah. You know, low-key, I found myself attacking acrylic now. I'm not attacking my friend. I'm just trying to make this video interesting and compare for what my oil paintings were. Don't judge me, y'all. Oil painting is very complicating as well. Very complicating, and they have a lot of ins and outs and all these crazy techniques. Acrylic, there's not as much funness you can do, like, you know, it's just oil paint, you got the thinner, you got this, you got the like the linseed and all this other stuff, and then acrylic you just got the stuff you can stretch it and some water. You know what I mean? So you can't really do that much. But anyways, I'm over here talking a whole head right now. Alright, now I can really get to my puff. I love getting the puff. High key, I forgot how fun it was to do little smileys on my painting. It was really fun doing that little extra little thing. And then also, as usual, I did my little twist and I had my little black tear because I have to have my black tear. It's just a teardrop. I gotta have my teardrops. It's my insignia, like I said, remember? Honestly, I think I'm really happy with this background. So you see when I said like I made my nose bigger, so when I come in with that background, it would help me mold it and shape it how I want it to. Just little tips like that help me out a lot, you know. Go bigger, so if you have to go smaller, it's easier to do that.
Nice.
So I'm going to start attempting this clear palette. I am nervous. I am terrified, but right now it looks crazy. And my biggest thing when I say trust the process, like I literally have to trust the process on this because it looks really weird right now and it looks kind of all over the place. I started with just a clear palette and then I'm gonna later put the paints on top of the palette because they're gonna be like, what are you painting on? You don't have any paint on your palette. I know, I can see that. But look, you guys, it's really getting there. It's just so satisfying. Is it just me? Okay, maybe I'm tripping, but this looks really satisfying.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Look when I get the colors into that. Wait till we get to the white. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my god. That is so flippin' cool. Oh wow, I could just literally like pick the palette up. Anyways, we're done. Oh no, we're not. We're adding the paints. Look at that, y'all. Ooh. Okay, so I realized I painted it over the finger. I didn't put it in the video, but I fixed that later. I'll probably throw it in here. But the jewelry, I had a lot of problem with the jewelry. Now, not my bracelets. They were a little bit simpler because they're bigger. But my chain, it was, I don't know. I didn't like it. I went too thick with my brush. I should have got a smaller brush. I went a little bit too freestyle with it. I should have just kept to the photo. Look at the highlights on that hair. Oh my gosh. Makes me so happy. Look at the green. Oh, it just makes me so happy. I love those little type of things. Y'all, we are almost done. I'm about done with my tattoo. It's about to be a wrap. Alright, you guys. So I am finally done. It took me 3 palette replacements and my full bag of marshmallows and a lot of paint. All I gotta say is I'm so proud. This is why I was stuck with acrylics for so long, because I'm so used to acrylics. Are you guys ready? Can I get a drum roll? Drum roll. Ooh. Wow! Look at this painting. I don't think I'll get the full grasp. My favorite part about this is the clear palette. Like, I attempted that, and that I don't know, it just feels so good. Honestly, this was so fun. A lot of things have been happening while I was doing this painting, so the painting was just that much more powerful. Honest, I think I'm gonna have to at least do 1 acrylic painting a month while I'm still working on oil painting. Once a month I need to paint acrylics, just cause. As for usual, please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you made your own January journaling piece, please tag me on my Instagram below so I can see it, so I can shout it out, you know? Yeah, I had fun. I thank you guys and I love you guys as always. Don't forget,
Finally! I've been trying to catch you boys all day! Now that I've got you right where I want you!
like and subscribe.